This is Algebra Lesson 9.4, Functions and Graphs. Now this lesson is really just a continuation of 9.3. We're going to be evaluating and solving some functions, but this one will just be exclusively using graphs. So I'm going to take this first situation here to kind of review domain and range a little bit. Remember, domain are the values that appear along the input or the independent variable, usually the x-axis. Range are the values on the output or the dependent, usually the y-axis. So the domain of this graph that I'm looking at go from 0 all the way to 26. The range of this graph, the lowest point I see is at 0, and the highest point I see is at 20. That is the domain and the range of this function. So we're going to use this graph to determine the values in these tables below, and this is going to end up spelling something for us. So the first one here says find f of 3. That means x is 3, so along my x-axis I'm going to go to 3. And I'm going to be mindful here that the scale is going by 2. So this is 2, 4, so 3 is going to be right in the middle. And I go to my graph, that's going to come out at 5. Letter wants me to find the 5th letter of the alphabet. That's A, B, C, D, E. E is the 5th letter of the alphabet. If you flip ahead a page, you'll notice I have a table that has all the letters out for you so you don't have to do so much counting. Okay. The next one says f of 18 plus f of 3. So I'm going to do f of 18, and then I'm going to do f of 3, and I'm going to add those two answers together. So 18 is 16, and 3, well I just did 3, because I did it right here, 3 was 5, and that's 21, and the 21st letter of the alphabet is U. Now we'll do f of 5, that's 3, f of 4, that's 4, and I got 12, and that's an L, and f of 15 divided by f of 6. I can see those both right now. 15 is 10, and 6 is 2. So I might suggest using pencil to really do these lines kind of lightly, because mine was getting really crowded, or maybe just tracing them without having to write them. But I got 10 over 2, and that is 5, and that's another E. The last one is f of 20 minus f of 10. So I'm going to move my graph here so I can see 20 comes out at 20, and 10 comes out at 2. So 20 and 2. 20 minus 2 is 18, and just to make sure 18 is R, and that's the answer I wanted. The last name of the mathematician who first introduced functions was named Euler. It might be a good idea to pause to see if you can do some of these on your own and just make sure your answers match mine, but I'm going to keep going. F of 0, if I put 0 in, it comes out at 8. If I put 1 in, it comes out at 7. And now here it says minus 3. It doesn't say f of 3, it just says 3. So I'm not going to put that into my function, I'm just going to use the value 3. So this is 8 plus 7, which is 15. 15 minus 3 is 12, and that is the letter L. The next one again says 5. It doesn't say f of 5, it just says 5. So 5 is still 5 times f of 9, and 9 comes out at 1. 5 times 1 is 5. X, when f of x is 10. This is the first one that's asking me to find the x value instead of the y value. So what I'm going to do is along the f of x, or the y-axis, I'm going to go to 10. And then we're going to look and see where that one comes out, and that would be 15. And I want to check to make sure it's the right letter. And it looks good. f of 9 plus 8. Now 9 plus 8 are in the parentheses together. So I want to do 9 plus 8, and then I'm going to do a function of 9 plus 8, which is 17. So 17 comes out at 14. Next one is x when f of x is 0. Here's 0, and that would come out at 8. I got f of 24 minus 5 times f of 11. Kind of taking up all my space though, aren't I? I'm going to erase that. Let's just replace this with 24. Okay, so I need 24. 24 comes out at 16. This is 16 minus 5. I don't do the 5 because it's not in the f. It's not in the function. And 11 comes out at 3. And that is 15. So 16 minus 15 is 1. And 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 1 is 19. That's all in the parentheses together, so I want f of 19. Here's 19, and that comes out at 18. And the last one is 12. F of 12 is 4. And I know the answer. His name was Leonard Euler. So that is it for this set of notes. Good luck on the exercises, and let me know if you have any questions.